Hey everyone, it's Larry here at LC Model Shipbuilding, and this episode is a little bit shorter. We're going to just be putting decals on and the flags and a few little details here and there to get it ready. The model's actually pretty much complete at this point, and I've actually been doing a lot of sailing with it. Had to do a lot of testing and all that kind of stuff, but we're getting close. I have one more build video, which is going to be the final motor and electronics video. Excuse me. And then we will be doing the maiden voyage type video. So I'm actually waiting on some more smoke fluid to get here from Australia. So yeah, a couple little things to go yet. I have some deck chairs on the way. More people will get added and all that kind of stuff. But we're really close. And like I said, I've already been sailing quite a bit. So let's get started. And thanks for watching. Okay, so this is pretty much the final build video. As I just said, it really is going to be coming down to details and putting final pieces on. So these are the Penninghouse decals, and then I have the set that came with the kit, and then I have Neil's, which I have to go up and grab too. So I'm going to pick the best of the best out of each piece. But one of the bigger, more important pieces, really, when it comes down to this, are the flags. And you can see these flags are clearly, I think, much better and more accurate size than the kit flags. So we'll be using these flags, and I'm going to use the old crumble up some foil routine, so it gives it the look of blowing in the wind. And initially I was just going to use regular tin foil, but then it got to thinking that I might as well use the foil tape. So first one I'm going to do is our blue ensign that goes on the back of the ship, the stern there. And what we're just going to do with this, this one doesn't need to come off. My ones on the mast heads are going to need to come off in order to get the what do you call it? The aerials on and off. So what I'm going to do is basically fold this kind of like I just did. But first, I'm actually going to cut it to the right size, because I just was kind of cutting and not really paying attention to what I was doing. So we're going to cut it so that it's a little bit bigger than the flag. And I'm going to cut out the flag, and we're going to then apply that onto the tin foil, or the foil tape here. And that will give us the look of this flag blowing in the wind. And I'm not going to fold it yet. I'm going to wait until I'm actually at the ship so that I can get it around the jackstaff on the stern of the ship. So that's kind of what that looks like from a plan standpoint. I am starting to gather up what I'm using, what I'm not using, what I'm going to sell, what I'm going to discard, and kind of figuring out what to go with from there. And I'll probably be giving away some stuff too, here and there as I go. I mean, nothing crazy, but I do have some stuff that you know, could be better used for somebody else. A lot of the brass, stuff like this, I'm going to save for future builds, because fencing always comes in handy on builds that you just never know when you're going to need them. But there is a lot of Titanic specific stuff that, you know, potentially somebody could utilize, just because I use so much of the China 3D that I really didn't need most of the KA set. So again, I'm going to be kind of going through that over the next couple weeks, months, as I figure out what the heck I'm doing with all this. But I am also starting to I want to clean up the workbench and get it ready. We're going to bring Constitution back down here, and we're going to finish that up, and then we're going to move right into the Trans Am, and then it'll be time for Bismarck. So that's kind of what the game plan looks like for the channel. Now, this is the final build video, like I said, for Titanic, but I probably will do one more like unveiling type video where we go out and sail her. I have had it out in the lake here over the weekend. I had it on yesterday for about 2 hours, no real issues. You know, it's a lot of testing right now, so there's some adjustments I got to make with the motors that I'm working on, and a few things like that before I really start doing a video with it sailing. I got a couple little ones that I've posted to the Facebook page, but nothing major. But that will be probably a video all on its own, once I feel pretty solid with it. So there we go, we got our flag on there. Now I'm going to just take a piece of paper towel, get the water off of it, get it kind of really well stuck down on here, and then I'm going to go up and just kind of set it onto the ship, and yeah, we'll kind of go from there. Now the good thing about the foil, I can just kind of move it however I want it to look in the breeze, so I'll be able to do a little bit of this and that as I'm going, and it should give a pretty cool effect. So now I'm just going to cut around the foil. Now Titanic was able to fly the blue ensign like this, being that most of her officers were part of the what is it, British Admiralty, or not Merchant Marine, but they were enlisted basically at one point. So Titanic got to sail this flag, which is a bigger honor than sailing the regular flag, from what I understand. And if I said that wrong, I'm sure somebody will correct me, and I'm sorry in advance. Just doing the best I can from memory. So I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing with all of these other flags, and basically get them ready to go onto the ship. Now, in a previous video, when I was doing the mast and putting them together, you may or may not remember I accidentally broke the tip of the flag pole on the mast. So what I'm going to do for that, I have these little brass rods right here that are just about perfect. So those are going to be my new flag poles that I will glue onto the mast, and we'll correct them. So anyway, let me go ahead and work on doing these flags, and I'll get them glued on. The other things that I'm working on in this video really are just a lot of little detail type finish up pieces. So I'm just kind of going through and making sure I'm not missing ladders, and I have all my fences in, and you know, there's a lot of little random pieces here and there throughout the build that either I forgot or didn't put on, like there's actually a fair amount of pieces that I didn't put on during the actual build because it would have been more difficult to finish the build. So all of that kind of stuff has to be addressed. There's Captain Smith there. I got to paint him up yet and get him up on the up near the bridge. But anyway, yeah, let me continue on these flags, and we'll be back. Okay, to show how I'm going to do this up on the actual mast, there's the flag, and I already did attach it to the pole, so you can see I kind of got a billowing type look. I could even go one more probably. There we go. And really just kind of get that look of a flag that's blowing in the wind. We'll say blowing in the wind. So what I'm going to do, because these have to come off of the mast, I'm going to take an eyelet like this, and I'm going to glue it onto the mast, and then the flag will just drop right in on it. I might have to do two, just so it doesn't fall, kind of like that. But that's my plan, and that should actually work quite well. So that's what I'm going to do, and it will be barely visible. I'm just going to cut the eyelet off of this piece of sprue right here and attach it right onto the mast. So once I get that done, I'll kind of show that, and yeah, we'll go from there. This one, I'm just going to actually glue on, because this never has to come off again. Not glue, but undo the tape, because the rear jack staff will stay put and never be removed. So essentially all I need to do is put this around like that, and then just kind of bend it to the shape that I want it to be, similar to that. And that's how I'm handling that, and I think it's going to give it a pretty cool look. So I'm going to go up and get these two attached, and then we need our destination flag, which is going to be the US. It's coming to the good old US. And yeah, there's that. Then there's all these crane markings here too. So these essentially go onto the arms of the 1.5 and 2 ton cranes. So I'm just going to be basically applying them, and they're quite small, as you can see, but yeah, they go on there. These I already applied on the fences. I actually ended up using the KA brass ones that came with the KA set. They were pre-printed, and they just, I think, looked a little bit better. Plus they were hard as opposed to the soft decal. So I could have probably put it onto some styrene. I kind of experimented with that, and I wasn't real excited about it, so I just went with the brass ones, and I'm happy. So let me go ahead and get these attached, and then I'll show these off once we're all done completely. Okay, so I ended up doing a slightly different operation here on the flag. So the mast, which is fairly thin, I decided that I'm going to actually put a piece of brass tubing inside of the flag. I tried to do my little pull routine with the eyelets. Not exactly as workable as I was hoping for, but this will be. So essentially, I'm going to wrap the foil tape around the piping here, and then that pipe will fit right over top of the mast. So it will be pretty good. It should work out perfectly fine. I already checked this, it will fit over it, so that will make the flags removable without really being able to see it from anywhere else aside from really this video, or if you happen to see me at the lake getting ready to sail it. So I do need to build a wooden box yet for this to carry it with. That was something I saw Robbie from Model Boat Guy had done. I'm probably going to do something similar. I actually saved the styrofoam from the shipping box when it came, so that I could build said box, and that is definitely in the near plans, because I can tell you already, transporting it and moving it around, it is getting a little bit tedious, and you know, it's very easily broken. I think that's the best word, or best way to describe it. I've already found myself re-gluing multiple small little pieces here and there as I'm moving it and all that kind of stuff. It just is a reality of when you do something to this level of detail, and the pieces are as small as they are, you're going to run into this kind of stuff. So it's really all about just being careful, though, as careful as possible, and knowing basically where your weak spots are on the build. So far though, I mean, nothing major has happened. I'm talking like little pieces of fence here and there, or, you know, a ladder that I've bumped, but the overall build itself has not had any issues whatsoever with holding up, so pretty happy with that. Yeah, something in that flag there. No, okay, good. Alright, so got that nice and dry. Now we're going to go ahead and cut this out, and then I'll show basically how this is going to work. And this flag is obviously noticeably smaller than the crazy one that came with the trumpeter kit. So these decals are available on eBay, I do believe. That's where I got them. But they seem pretty good, honestly. So I have used kind of a combination deal of different decals throughout the build. Okay, so we want this to be right at the seam, right there. So we're going to put that on, and now I'm just going to wrap it around, and then join our two pieces together. Like that. Now you can see a little bit of a bulge from the pole, and I mean, unfortunately, it's just the reality, because no matter what you do with this, you're going to either have that bulge from that pole, or you're going to have a small one from the mast, regardless. But now we can basically just bend it up and make it have that appearance of blowing in the wind. And there we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Alright, I'm gonna go slip that on and I'll be back. Okay, so the draft markings, which I don't even know if you can really see them on here. Yeah, you can see them right there. Basically come right down along the hull right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get them installed. I did get the anchors installed. I don't think I ever showed that. So they were on. These are the B&B anchors. I still got to do the uprights that go right along here, and the uprights that go down along here. So I'm trying to determine that, because this is where the deck actually lifts off. So just want to find a way to do that that's not going to be too much of an issue. And then that needs to go back on there. I have two small pieces of photo etch that go over there that I have not installed yet on the other side of that. But I'll get them on. Just trying to pull that down and get a little bit more of a bend to it. But there we go. And then the other draft mark comes down back here, basically right along the back of the stern here. So I'm going to go ahead and get them installed a while and put on. And yeah, there we go. There's another shot. Now, obviously, I don't have the deck all the way down. You can see a wire hanging out right now, but that's okay. And I just have it set there right now. So yeah, I also did go ahead and put the fences in between here. I got some crew here talking or smoking or whatever they're doing. I need to get more people up here. I still got to do a lot of painting for them, and I need more chairs, so I have more of them on the way. And then I'll put more crew up here along the front as well. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. So I know I haven't showed it in a minute here. I did do some weathering. Obviously, you can see it. I need to touch up a few spots. I got a little bit too dark, but I'll get them taken care of. So you can see like the funnels are weathered now. You can really see the rivet lines on them. I did kind of a white, a little bit of a white up on the black to give it a little bit of a soot look. And you can really kind of see it with the top funnel there, or the fourth funnel. The flags. So there you go, installed. That's basically what they look like. Docking bridge is on. With all the instruments there now, they look good. I don't have the rear hooked up right now for the rigging, so that's why it's just kind of all hanging there right now. But that's because I just had the deck off recently. There's the white star flag, and you can see that basically kind of blowing in the wind. And same with our US flag over here. So yeah, pretty happy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and work on getting these decals put on, and we'll be back. Okay, so they turned out pretty good. I got to put some clear coat over them, and yeah, moving all right along. Next up, we have our vent plaques, which are these right here, and they go right here basically on all of the vents. So I'm going to be working on putting all of them on, and there's quite a few of them, so that's going to keep me occupied for a minute. But yeah, that's our next step. So I'll be back after I get these on. Okay, so I got those plaques on. They're pretty much on all of the vents that they would go on. I'm trying to find some. There's one. Here's a couple there. One there. One there. So they're on. Next up, we have the round, or well, the oval ones that go on here. So they go right, see where those two ovals are on the vent right there. So I'm going to work on putting them on a while and get them taken care of. So let me get that and I'll be back. Okay, so I got those on. In most of the places, there might be a couple more here and there that I gotta get, so I gotta look for them. And I went ahead and did the panoli lines. I think that's what we call them. There's still some decal set drying there, but obviously I gotta hit this with a little bit of clear coat too, some dull coat. But they essentially measure your center of gravity, so they go basically right under the compass platform, and then there's one directly above the circle, and then one above the porthole right to the right of the calling door. And then there's another one above this set of portholes, and one above the dining room portholes. So that's essentially where they go. I have the decals in my little bowl right now, getting ready for the other side, so I'm going to get those put on a while. I also went ahead and did the builder's mark, which you can barely see there, but it is there, very tiny. So that's that. So let me go ahead and get this set and I'll be back. Okay, so now we're going to do our crane arms, and these are I think they're the 2-ton. I gotta zoom in a little bit and take a look here. Yeah, no, that's 1.5 ton. And it looks like 2.5 ton at the top. All right, so these right here are 1.5 ton. So I got them on already. And then these will go over here, the 2.5 ton. So they go right there, and actually I'll cover that little crack I made. So I'm gonna put them on a while, and then they also go on here. Okay, so pretty much all the decals are on. I added some more people. I'm not done yet. I still got more people, but we do have the band here now. So the band is playing. You can see them here, right outside of the first class grand staircase. So they're up. I got somebody watching. This lady here sitting on the bench. She might be showing a little bit too much leg for 1912, but that's what the thing was molded as. And then you got this guy here walking down the steps. So I'm going to still be building some more scenes as we go here. Almost done, basically. I do have more chairs ordered, so they'll be here soon. The other thing that has come up, I didn't really cover this on previous videos, so I overmotored the ship, unfortunately. Like, there's way too much motor for what this ship needs, going with a 3650 motor in 3 of them. So I'm actually going to downgrade to a 390 brushed motor, and I do believe that will help some of my problems that I've actually been having with the ship. So I didn't really show them in video, but I was having issues where it just would drop ESC control, and basically when that happened, I'd lose one of the motors or sometimes 2 of the motors. So I just think they were too powerful for what the battery could handle, and I'm going to go ahead and switch back over to these, which came with the eBay kit. So I'm going to switch out that, and then I also am switching the ESCs over to the same brand. These are Radio Link as the controller I'm using, and then these are the new motor mounts that will basically put this all together. So I'm going to get these put in, reinstalled. It's actually going to help quite a bit too, because it's going to save some weight that I really need on the ship. So we're going to see what that looks like. I'm hoping this solves my problems and essentially makes it a much better, enjoyable ship to sail. So I'll kind of update as we go.